Hey guys, it's Frank. Welcome back to my channel. So have you ever always wanted to move to Toronto, the Sixth City, Drake City, the Raptors, and you thought it was going to be everything you wanted, but then you started to recognize and fear the struggle of finding a place to live. So then you go online to Google and then you stumble upon an article by no other than Narcity titled 13 Struggles of Finding a Place in Toronto. And for those of you who don't know what Narcity Media is, they are a Canadian online media company that focuses on creating blogs, content, primarily on Canadian cities, but tailored for millennials. Then I thought to myself, wait a second, I'm a millennial and I create a lot of content about Canadian cities. As an ex-Toronto millennial who very well experienced their fair share of struggles of finding a place to live, I thought for this week's video, I would react to Narcity's article. I'll be going through their listed 13 struggles on my cell phone, and I'll be giving my feedback and take on each one of them. Yeah, you certainly can tell I'm running out of video ideas, so give this video a good old smash so I'll know to make more of these if you somehow like them. Okay, let's begin. The 13 struggles of finding a place to live in Toronto. Starting off with number one, which is having to be on the lookout for bedbugs. Apparently, bedbugs are a serious issue in Toronto. They have a website even called Bedbug Reporters that's dedicated to tracking them. So the site's actually not called Bedbug Reporter, it's actually called Bedbug Registry, but Toronto has just under 2,300 bedbug reports as of date. And it looks like the heart of it all is, as you imagine, downtown Toronto. For those of you who never experienced bedbugs or doesn't know anyone that ever experienced it, they're not just one or two of them, you smash it and they're gone. No, if you had bedbugs, you are, your whole apartment is basically screwed. One, you have to, apparently put everything into plastic bag because it suffocates them. You're gonna have to like spray things against the wall. It's not pretty. It's definitely not pretty. From my experience, it wasn't really bed bugs that I had to endure. It was more mice. Going down to number two is psycho landlords. Not sweet and a psycho, just a pure psycho landlord. You know what, for the most part, yeah, I certainly have heard stories of it. Personally, I haven't had to endure something like this, but except for second year, okay? Second year, that's like my worst year, because that's when I was living, again, I mentioned this story before. I lived in a basement suite and it had mice. Without a doubt, this landlord easily knew that there were mice there before signing the place, because he's been renting this place for like multiple years, and he could have just been like,
look guys, I know you're all students and finding a place to live downtown is tough, but just so you know, there's mice.
But yeah, none of that. He just smiled and just said, okay, pay your $650 a month. So for this one, I wouldn't say psycho landlord, I'd say more shady landlord is the word. Struggle number three, which is ridiculous small spaces for a ridiculous amount of money. Yeah, this one's definitely a struggle. The apartment that I was living in before I moved out to Calgary, I was living with my sister, and this place was like 500 square feet, and we're paying like almost just under $1,700. We didn't even have a living room. In fact, the living room, we treated it as a bedroom. Our justification to it was, you know what, it's Toronto, there's so much stuff going on, you know, we'll never be home, right? And then the pandemic happened. Moving on to number four, which is scams. So what they're saying is, how many people have you asked to come see their apartment and ask them respond, reassuring you that they're legitimate, but living in another country, and can mail you the keys if you transfer them first and last month's rent? My take for it is that I personally haven't experienced something like this, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised. I can very well imagine some rich person, you know, from another country just buying that apartment and just being like, all right, kid, U of T, just live in it, just transfer your money and you're good to go to live there. I think ultimately it boils down to the person themselves, okay? Like, if you're looking through whatever platform you're using, Facebook Market, Kijiji, do your due diligence, do your research. I think you'll be putting yourself in a better position than getting scammed. Moving on to number five, which is the struggle being, I don't want to live with random roomies. And I get it, living with roommates is a painful experience. Oh, I never want to live with roommates again. You sometimes just have to because it's so expensive. Kind of just tell yourself like, okay, I'll just live with roommates.
For 1 year, and then inevitably that 1 year goes to 2 years, 3 years.
But yes, very well. Number five, the struggle of not wanting to live with roommates. Yeah, you sometimes have to. All right, number six. The posting says downtown Toronto, but it's actually in Oakville. You know, when you're giving your coordinates to someone that doesn't live in Toronto, and say you're living more in the suburbs of like Hamilton, Vaughan, or like Markham, like for the most part, unless you live in Ontario or in the GTA, you don't have a hot clue what those cities are. So a lot of times you're communicating to your friends. I lived in like Hamilton, I'm just like,
I live in Toronto. I live in Toronto.
Even though very well, they're entirely different cities. Number 7, beautiful apartment, but absolutely no appliances. You know what? It's not even a beautiful apartment. A lot of time it's ugly apartment and absolutely still no appliances. I think in general, even when I moved here, I didn't have any appliances that already came together. For the most part, it's just a stovetop. For the most part, you're buying your own appliances. Very well when you're renting places. I already have the assumption that there's no appliances. Moving on to number 8, which is a bidding war. Yeah, this is 100% true. There's multiple offers going on for a single place. I think I have a friend out in Toronto, and he's a real estate person, and he posted on his story of a rundown home. He said that the price of this home was like listed at going out for $800K. As soon after he revealed the result, and he said that, guess how much this place was sold for at the final. And it ended up having like 18 offers for this rundown place. It ended up being like $1 million. So can you imagine, like you saved up your whole life for $800K and like, okay, I'm ready to buy the house. Thing, you know, the person's like, sorry, someone bid $200K more for this rundown place. Moving on to number 9, which is similar to number 8, having no time to process anything, because if you wait, it's gone. If you look for an apartment in Toronto before, you know that if you find a great place you like, basically you have to decide whether you're moving in right there and then. 100%. Not even just renting, buying a place. If you want the place and have a good shot with it, you already have to be like,
I'm gonna put an offer down. I don't care what price it is, just put the offer down, and I'll decide later on if I actually want it or not.
Because realistically, that's how competitive it is. If you don't, there's like a flock of people, and I'm telling you, there's a lot of people who just have a lot of money. Just a lot of money to just... And number 10, the pictures are photoshopped or were taken before they destroyed the place. See, I was gonna rip on Narcity, but no, this one's good. This one's good. In my previous apartment in Toronto, my sister and I were looking because we were ready to move out. So we took a look at the original website for the apartment. They showed the nicest apartment, and we know our apartment looked like garbage. But yeah, if you look on their website, wow, it looks so nice. It feels like you have a lot more space than you actually do. What they do is they definitely just take the best angle of every unit. So if one unit has the best living room, they'll take that one, and then another unit has the best kitchen, they'll take that one. Number 11, which is your constant desire to live alone, but you can't afford it. Isn't this the same as not wanting to live with roommates? So basically they're saying you always have a constant desire to live in a one bedroom, but you can never afford it. So I disagree in the sense of like, you very well can live on your own. You won't be saving that much, but you definitely can live on your own. Number 12, landlords that just don't care. For the most part, all they care about is just give me the money and just live there. Don't break crap, and we're good to go. And last but not least, we have number 13, which is having to consider settling for so much less. Does this not tie into number 3? Ridiculous small spaces for a ridiculous amount of price. Whoever wrote this literally was like,
My boss told me I need to stretch it to 13, but I only have 12. How do I stretch it further?
and then they're like, you know what? I'll just reframe number 3. I think I agreed to number 3, so very well 13 shouldn't be any different. For me personally, my basic need was having in-suite laundry. As of today, if I'm looking for a new place, the must-have requirement for me is in-suite laundry. Yeah, certainly, tough to disagree. You're gonna have to settle for a lot less when you live there. And alrighty, so this brings us over to the conclusion, and yeah, we went through 1 to 13 of the 13 struggles that you will have to face when you are living in Toronto. Pretty well written, Narcity. Definitely things that I can certainly relate to, and certainly things whoever is watching and is considering moving to Toronto, that yeah, you're definitely going to probably at least go through half of them. But with that being said, if you made it to the end of this video and you like me reacting to Narcity articles, yeah, give this video a good old like, comment down below. What can I say? I'll see you all in my next video. Peace!